Juanita Bynum, one of her most prolific, profound, and famous sermons called No Sheets. And she was talking about life as a woman, life as a sexual being a woman that God made who wants to have sex, who wants to be married, who wants to be in relationships. The reason why that was one of her most famous sermons, because it was real.
In the mall, you see a fine man. You in the laundromat, you see a fine man. And you keep wondering to yourself, when is it going to be my turn? What am I doing wrong?
When it comes to marriage, when it comes to relationships, we are not being strategic. So the advice isn't to just wait, pray on the Lord. Yes, pray, but then couple your prayer, your faith with the tools, with the practical side of it. Okay, I need to lose weight. Well, just pray on it, have faith, wait on it. Wait on that, and you will get the weight off. What we need to do is give practical advice, and that's why this channel exists. I hope to give you education and research and statistics and details for why Black women aren't married, or for why people view Black women the way they do, for why we as Black women or in the Black community do what we do, and then we've assessed the situation, we have the statistical data, and now we have to do what we have to do to make sure that we prioritize our desires, which is marriage, family, stability, and prosperity. All of that comes with marriage, healthy, successful marriage God's way. This is a woman that's saying, I'm 40 years old. I've had a lot of failed relationships. I still desire marriage. What would you tell me if I were in your situation, married women? And the response was wait, pray, be patient. It'll happen. No practical sound advice. Hi wives, hi future wives. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. It is Abigail. This channel exists to help Black women prioritize faith, wifehood, and proper imaging. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notifications so you always know what's happening. Join my mailing list. I may be getting shadow banned. Get the free wife mindset guide. If you want to be a wife, it first starts in the mind. You have to think like a wife. Links are below. Cashapp Proverbs 31 University to donate so you can help me take this ministry as far as God allows it to go. This to me is an issue when it comes to some parts of the Christian community. Black women. There are many of us who want advice about lots of things, but specifically relationships, because women in general, more so than men, are more relationship driven. We are more into relationships. We're into cultivating relationships. We're into getting to know people. That's why we ask so many questions and details. But a lot of us are also into romance. We want to be in loving, stable relationships, primarily marriages when it comes to the data. Most women want marriage. And in the Black community, as you know by now from this channel, we are the least likely to marry. And what can help us overcome the low marriage rates is getting valuable advice, especially from married women. I say this time and time again on my channel. Titus 2, the older women are supposed to teach the younger women how to love their husbands, how to be good wives and take care of their home, etc., okay? And I've said before that in the Black community, there, especially in the media, in the mainstream media, it seems to be a lot of older Black women who are single, a lot of older Black women who are not giving correct advice on relationships or don't know much about it because they themselves aren't married, okay? A lot of this is happening also in Christendom, and it's unfortunate. There's a Facebook group that I'm a part of, and in this Facebook group, someone anonymously posted, they wanted advice. They said they were 40 years old, they've been in a lot of failed relationships, things that just didn't work out right. They are still desiring to be married, but they don't know what to do. And they asked the married women only in the group, what advice could we as married women give to that woman who desires to be married and she's 40?
Help me. Help me.
I'm hoping that there's really good practical advice for her. But unfortunately, I was wrong. When I scrolled through the comment of that post, a majority of the comments from the married women, different ages, pray, wait on God. It'll happen in His timing. Be patient, have faith, just wait, just pray. Now, how many times do we hear stuff like that in the church as believers, as Christians all the time?
How many times?
Yes, the Bible says to wait on the Lord, but the Bible also says faith without works is dead. Meaning you have to put your faith, your belief, to work. Faith is not just belief, but it's action. If you have faith that a God exists, you're going to live life accordingly. No doubt that you shouldn't put your hand on the stove, right? We tell our children, don't put your hand on the stove. You could get burnt. You could get hurt, right? We know that because we have faith in that. Faith is not just a belief. Belief has to go beyond just believing in your mind or in your heart, but it has to be an action. Love is an action. Love is not a feeling. That's the problem with a lot of people today. They think, well, I have to feel to love. I have to feel to be loved. I have to feel like I'm being loved, or I have to feel to move and to know that this is love. It's not, because there are seasons in your relationships and in life where you don't feel anything, but that doesn't mean that there's no love. That doesn't mean that your parents or your mother or your husband or your wife doesn't love you, because they may not be giving you the feels. So we have to understand that a lot of these words that are emotions like faith and love and trust, hope, they also come with actions. You hope for something or you trust someone because at some point they have shown you they are trustworthy, right? Period. Their actions have helped you gain their trust. And so when it comes to things like that, I was hoping that the advice would be good, but it was just the same old advice. And I just think we're in a season where we need practical tools. We need practical advice. If we're going to help Black women get married, if you want to do something, if you Black women want to get married, you need to do your research, and then you actually need to go out and do it. It's not enough to say, I want to be married, and then you're sitting in the house all day not making connections. It's not enough to say, I want to be married, but you're not going anywhere. You're not networking. You're not putting yourself in a position to be found. A man is not going to find you behind the door. All I'm saying is it has to require action. And I hear this so much emphasis behind faith, but we have to realize that faith is action. I as a Christian, I just was really annoyed. You hear so much about wait, have faith, but that's it. Where is the practical advice?
Kind of confused me. Spellman's in Atlanta too. Second of all, I'm vacillating here trying to...
The point is, I was annoyed by the answers. So basically, I just wrote kind of what I tell you guys here is start to change your mindset. If you want marriage, get the mindset to be married. Get the mindset to be married. Start reading books. Start attending conferences. Start hanging around married people who are successful. Start getting advice from people who are not just going to say, wait, and be patient and pray, but who's going to give you practical tools. Start going out, making yourself look like a wife, be presentable so that man can find you. You got to be in the right spot. You got to be out and you have to be strategic. We can be strategic about education as Black women. We can be strategic about our children as far as where we want to send them to school, where we want to live, the district that we want to live in, or we have to move in so that our kids can go to a certain school that's good. We know what time the TV show that we want to watch to come on, so we're specific about how we spend our time before then so we can make sure we're ready and we're not going to be distracted so we can watch it. We can be specific about all of these other things.
What's the point?
Believe and wait for God to come through, but do your part by putting yourself in a position that's going to help you be found by the right man. What we need is authenticity. We need real stories, women who are willing to share their testimonies, okay? And who are able to relate and reach out to other Black women and say, I know you desire marriage, or I know you desire to do this or do that. Let me show you how it's done. Let me show you how it happened for me. Or if you don't know, just don't give advice, or just say, I don't know, but maybe I can point you to someone or this clip or this thing that could possibly help you. We have to help one another. We have to encourage each other as Black women. And if we want marriage, we have to give practical results. Using Christianese by saying, wait on the Lord, pray about it. That's not practical.